I'm Quincy Amarikwa, and we're having a coffee. I stay away from caffeine. If I'll drink something, I'll drink tea. I try my best not to get dependent on anything, because then if I don't have it, then I'm screwed. Would be like playing soccer in the backyard with my dad, and then there's a Nigerian league, or we just call it Nigerian league, every Saturday, where you go play out at the local college, and anyone and everyone is invited. And yeah, those are my earliest memories. Like everyone from like 3 years old to 80 years old all play on the field together, so it's fun. I never thought about going pro. That wasn't like a goal of mine. I just enjoyed playing soccer, and my only goal was like to play as hard as I can every single time I'm on the field, because there's no promise that I'll get to play the next day. I probably really adopted that most when I was 12, because I broke my femur. So now looking back and thinking about it more, that probably had a lot to do with like my perspective of soccer. So I think at a young age like that, when you have a injury that could be considered, you know, career ending at 12, any time you get to play thereafter is kind of just like a gift. So I didn't really look at it from pro. It wasn't until I was in college, maybe my senior year, my last year, one of my teammates said, yeah, we all know you're gonna go pro. And that was the first time I actually ever thought about it. I went like, oh, okay, well that would be cool. I mean, I'd be open to that, right? And we'll see how that goes. And then that's kind of that's how my whole MLS career started, so. Oh, I wrote an article speaking to another article I read on are entrepreneurs born or made? And I feel it was a combination of the two. I think I've just had a natural inclination to want to understand how things work, how transactions work. And I think that led to entrepreneurship. Maybe at the time I didn't realize that's what it was. But then on top of that, my dad also owned his own business and ran his own business, but you know, he did both. He ran his own business, but also was an engineer. So I think seeing that, and just, you know, I'm Nigerian, and that tends to be part of the, you know, culturally it's kind of self-sufficiency and stuff. So I think all of those things just came together and piqued my interest in that, and I kind of ran with it. Oh no, I mean, that started really young. I think I write on my site, on my About Me, my earliest memory of it starting, but I'm pretty sure it started before this, was maybe when I was like 7 or so. And I got the idea like, well, there's libraries and people go there. So I was like, oh, I'll make a library in my house out of my sister's books, and I'll charge them to read their books, right? So this is before, you know, you learn business ethics and kind of how all that stuff goes. I think the energy was good, and I think from there it built. I'd buy candy bars wholesale and then sell them at school. I would, then more in high school, I would mod Xboxes for kids locally and then charge them to do that. And then I saved that money up and then started kind of Amazon and eBay in college. And yeah, I just kept starting a bunch of different endeavors for fun in my spare time until I ended up going pro. I kind of put that on pause for a year or two, and then I learned the league and how it works and kind of all that, and I realized, okay, I can't just bank on the pro career. Especially MLS at the time when I first came into the league. So my main focus at this point in time is Perfect Soccer. So it's my e-commerce brand. So perfectsoccerskills.com. We wrote a couple of books just helping kids navigate the mindset and what's necessary to become a better soccer player, just to improve themselves. And then the path to college soccer and to the pros, if that's eventually, you know, a lot of kids want to do that. But I think looking back on my career, I'm able to understand and know things that, had I known younger, could have better put me in a position to excel, learn more, become just a better player and give myself more opportunities. So it's kind of just using that brand as a vehicle to help kids on navigating that path to using soccer in whatever capacity they want to use it for. I think I think it's extremely important to pay it forward. And I think in that particular instance, it just seemed, I guess, you know, when coincidences happen, you could call it fate or whatever that is, however you want to designate it. I think at that moment, I just felt like that was the thing that I needed to do at that point in time. And hopefully that created a positive message. I think just a lot of stuff, especially with social media and everything, it's so focused on the negative because that's what gets people to pay attention, right? Like, there's way more great things going on than bad. I think the focus is so much on that it gets blown up to the point where we have a very distorted view of the reality for which we exist in. So I'll end up going down a whole rabbit hole on some other stuff on that, but yeah. I think stuff has just come from necessity. Most people would think I always want to be the center of attention and I want to be in front of camera and stuff all the time. If I really had the choice, I wouldn't be. From a young age, I saw that most people are looking for someone else to do something, and I just went, okay, I'll do it, you know? Hopefully until it's a point where I don't have to do it anymore, and then someone who's very good at it or better or likes to do it can do that. Like I said, I wasn't a highly marketed player, and I realized marketing, especially in the MLS, is very important. So I said, okay, well, just because I don't want to be in front of camera doesn't mean it's not necessary, and if I'm gonna be in front of it, I better be as good as I possibly can. So for me, it's just saying, if you have an opportunity, take full advantage of it, and if you're gonna do something, do it to the best of your ability.